Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Summer League Volleyball here from the Mavs practice facility in Olathe, Kansas. Tonight, the first match, your Shawnee Mission Vikings varsity volleyball team is going to be taking on Shawnee Mission North. The Lady Vikings are short-handed tonight, several people being out on vacation. So we're playing with 5 players instead of 6. Shawnee Mission North won the toss. And to start with the serve. The ref gives the signal. Here we go. Trinity passes it up to Avery. Avery sends it over to Jillian with the hammer, bringing it down for the point. Isabel Lava rotates back to serve. Shallow middle serve, picked up by the defender, back set by the defender. Avery unable to go over and cover. The downfall of playing with the player down. Tied at 1. Shawnee Mission North to serve. Oh, Trinity trying to take the first pass off the serve. Not able to get squared up. Point goes to Shawnee Mission North. Now leads 2-1. Isabel takes the first pass, sends it up to Avery. Avery sets it over to Temperance. Shawnee Mission North is able to save it. Isabel with a diving attempt, just not able to get there in time. Point goes to Shawnee Mission North. Shawnee Mission North now leads 3-1. Short serve picked up by Isabel, who sends it up to the net. Temperance trying to dig it out of the net, just not able to get it up for another defender to get there. Shawnee Mission North now leads 4-1. Serve out of bounds, point goes to Legacy. Confusion on the rotation. Jillian Walton back to serve. Jump serve rolls over the net for the point. Legacy now trail, or I'm sorry, not Legacy. Vikings now trail 3-4. Jillian moves to the left side. Jump serve goes deep middle, off the defender's chest. Shawnee Mission North able to save it. Jillian passes it up to Avery. Avery back sets to Temperance. Temperance goes to the right side. Jillian saves it, passes it up to Avery. Avery sets it over to Trinity. Trinity tipping it over the blocker's hands. Shawnee Mission North there to cover. Isabel sets it up to Avery. Avery with a quick set over the net. Picked up by North. North bringing it back, but out of bounds. So Vikings tie it up at 4. Early in set number 1, Jillian moves to the right side. That serve deep middle, picked up by the back row defender. Shawnee Mission North not able to bring it back. Vikings retake the lead 5-4. Jillian from the right side, goes hard to the back row. Shawnee Mission North able to cover, returning it back. Jillian runs up, sends it to Avery. Avery back sets to Temperance. Temperance going to shallow middle. Diving save there by Shawnee Mission North. Jillian passes it to Avery. Avery sets it over to Trinity. Trinity tipping it over the blocker's hands and down for the point. Nice move by Trinity Starr, just getting it over the blocker's hands. Back row defender is not able to cover. Vikings now lead 6-4. Jillian jump serve, picked up by the back row defender. Jillian passes it up to Avery. Avery sets it over to Trinity. Trinity swinging hard, but goes into the net. Point goes to North. Vikings now lead 6-5. Shawnee Mission North with the serve. Isabel passes it up to Avery. Avery sets it to Temperance. Temperance going to the shallow middle, picked up by the back row defender. Oh! Jillian diving for the short tip. Getting a hand on it, but not able to get it up in the air. So tied at 6. Shawnee Mission North to serve. Jillian passes it up to Avery. Avery with a quick set over the net. Jillian passes it to Avery. Avery bumps it over to Trinity. Trinity going over the blocker's hands, picked up by the back row defender. Avery hitting it to the left side, but out of bounds. Shawnee Mission North retakes the lead 7-6. North with the serve. Isabel passes it up to Avery. Avery back sets to Temperance. Temperance going to the left side. Picked up by the back row defender. Isabel passes to Avery. Avery sets it over to Trinity. Trinity going to the deep middle. Off the defender's hands and for the point. Vikings tie it up at 7. Temperance Kelling with the Vikings back to serve. Lines up from the right side. Goes deep middle. Temperance sets it up to Avery. Avery sets it over to Trinity. Trinity bumping it over the blocker's hands. North there to cover. Bringing it back. Trinity pops it up in the air. Jillian's there to save it. Trinity goes to the right side. Picked up by the back row defender. Hit out of bounds by Shawnee Mission North, and Vikings go up 8-7. Nippers with the serve. Goes to the right side. Picked up by the back row defender. Jillian passes it up to Avery. Avery tips it over the net. Down for the point. Nice quick tip by Avery Horner. Vikings now lead 9-7. Temperance back to serve. Goes deep middle. Hit out of bounds by Shawnee Mission North. Vikings now lead 10-7. Middle of set number 1. Temperance with the serve. Goes to the right third. Quick set over the net by North. Trinity rolling it over the net. Isabel's there to pop it up to Avery. Avery sets it over the net. Down for the point. Collision over there by 2 Shawnee Mission North defenders. And Avery doing everything she could to save that. Gets the point. Temperance back to serve. Goes deep middle. Shawnee Mission North not able to get it back over in 3. Vikings now lead 12-7. Temperance with the serve. Goes to the deep right third. Oh! Near collision there between Temperance and Avery. Avery able to get a hand on it, but not good enough to get it to another Viking defender. So point goes to Shawnee Mission North with Vikings leading 12-8. Isabel passes to Avery. Avery sets Trinity on the right side. Trinity goes shallow middle, picked up by North. Avery bumps it over the net. Oh, Temperance there with a nice save, sends it up to Avery. Avery sends it over to Trinity. Trinity goes to the right side and down for the point. Vikings now lead 13-8. Here in set number 1. Trinity Star back to serve. Trinity rolls it over the net and down for the ace. A nice serve by Trinity Star getting the ace. Shawnee Mission North taking a timeout. Vikings with a 14-8 lead. Like some deep strategy discussions going on over in the Viking huddle. See if we can zoom in and get a little clearer shot. Sorry folks, got some new optics, playing with those tonight. Trying to figure out how to get the best pictures. I'll reassess the film after tonight's matchup. Okay, coming out of the timeout, Trinity Star back to serve. Vikings lead 14-8. Jump serve goes deep middle. Picked up by the back row defender. Shawnee Mission North able to bring that one back. Temperance with a diving attempt to save it. Coming up just a bit short. Vikings lead 14-9. Shawnee Mission North with the serve. Temperance takes the first pass, sends it to Avery. Avery back sets to Isabel. Isabel goes to the left side. Picked up by the back row defender. Shawnee Mission North putting a little pepper on that one. Temperance able to get a hand on it, but popped it up and over the back net. Point going to Shawnee Mission North. Vikings now lead 14-10. Served out of bounds by North. Avery Horner back to serve. Jump serve goes to the left side. Picked up by the back row defender. Shawnee Mission North brings it back. Avery sets it up to Trinity. Trinity passes it over to Jillian. Jillian going deep out the right side. Point goes to Shawnee Mission North. Vikings holding on to a 15-11 lead. Jillian takes the first pass, sends it to Avery. Avery back sets to Isabel. Isabel hits it into the blocker's hands and down for the point. Nice point by Isabel Lover. Vikings now lead 16-11. Isabel Lover back to serve. Oh, that goes into the top of the net on the jump serve. Point goes to Shawnee Mission North. Vikings lead 16-12. Trinity takes the first pass, sends it to Avery. Avery sends it over to Temperance. Temperance hitting it into the blocker's hands, and North unable to bring it back. A nice swing by Temperance Kelly. I'm probably butchering that name. I'll get him down by the school season. Jillian Walton back to serve. Nice ace by Jillian. Shawnee Mission North not ready for that. Jillian trying to serve to the right side, catches the top of the net. Point goes to Shawnee Mission North. Vikings leading 18-13. Isabel takes the first pass, sends it up to Avery. Avery sets it over to Trinity. Trinity knocks it over the net. Oh, Shawnee Mission North getting the benefit of the roll over the net. And getting the point. Vikings lead 18-14. Isabel takes the first pass, sends it to Avery. Avery back sets it to Temperance. Temperance off the blocker's hands. Picked up by the back row defender. Back row attack by Shawnee Mission North goes out of bounds. Point goes to the Vikings. Temperance Kelling back to serve. Goes deep middle. Avery's there for the tip. Isabel passes it back to Trinity. Trinity bumping it over the net. Shawnee Mission North able to cover. Nice block by Trinity Starr getting up there. North bringing it back. Trinity with the diving save sends it to Avery. Avery sets it over the net. Trinity tipping it back over the net to Shawnee Mission North, who's there to cover it. Oh, but no other defender there. So Vikings take a 20-14 lead here in set number 1. Temperance with the serve, goes to the deep right side. Trinity passes it up to Avery. Avery back sets to Jillian in the back row for the back row attack. Good hard swing by Jillian, and Shawnee Mission North can't bring it back. Jillian Walton's got a cannon of an arm and can attack from about anywhere in the court. Temperance with the serve. Picked up by the back row defender. Oh, diving effort there by Temperance to save it. Coming up short. Vikings lead 21-15. Temperance passes it up to Avery. Avery sets it over to Trinity. Trinity rolling it over the net. Picked up by Shawnee Mission North. And they're not able to bring it back. Vikings now lead 22-15. Even being down a player on the court, Vikings are battling. Trinity Starr with the serve. Goes shallow middle for the ace. Back row defender was there, knocked it into another Shawnee Mission North player's face. Vikings lead 23-15. Trinity with the jump serve, goes deep middle. Shawnee Mission North able to save it. Temperance passes it to Avery. Avery sets it over to Jillian. Jillian with the hammer, bringing it down, getting the point. 24-15, game point. Trinity with the serve, goes deep middle, picked up by the back row defender. Trinity with the diving save, sends it to Avery. Avery sends it over to Jillian. Jillian hammers it into the blocker's hands and out of bounds for the point. Vikings take the first set, 25-15. we have a short intermission here while the teams get some water. This is the last session of Summer League. Teams played throughout the month of June. Had a weekend off for the 4th of July. As I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, the Vikings are short-handed tonight. Missing at least 3 other players that have been out here as part of the Summer League program. But even being down a few players and not able to get any breaks, the Lady Vikings are looking pretty good out there, winning that first set 25-15. Get ready to start set number 2. Isabel Lawler starts us off at the serve, goes shallow middle. Quick dump over the net by North. Isabel back sets to Jillian. Jillian going to the left side, but out of bounds. First point going to Shawnee Mission North, taking an early 1-0 lead. Trinity backed up to take the serve. Knuckleball off the front of her hands. Point goes to North. Shawnee Mission North now leads 2-0. Avery takes the first pass into Isabel. Isabel with the tip over the net. Shawnee Mission North returning the favor with the tip. Avery just not able to get up there in time to save it. Trinity passes it up to Isabel. Isabel back sets to Jillian. Jillian with the hammer going down in the middle, getting the point for the Vikings. Vikings currently trailing early here in set number 2 with a score of Vikings 1, Shawnee Mission North 3. Jillian with the jump serve goes to the right side. Avery Horner with a quick tip over the net. Temperance passes it up to Isabel. Isabel bumps it over to Trinity. Trinity goes deep middle. Trinity passes it up to Isabel. Isabel goes, sets deep middle. Trinity up there getting a block. Shawnee Mission North able to bring it back. Jillian passes it to Isabel. Isabel bumps it back to Avery. Avery goes to the left side, picked up by the back row defender. Isabel passes it to Jillian. Jillian sets it back to Trinity. Trinity goes to the right side. Back row defender there. Temperance sets it up to Isabel. Isabel sets Jillian to the back row, who brought the hammer and the point. Vikings trail 2-3. Jillian lines up in the middle. Deep middle serve, picked up by the back row defender. Jillian with a diving attempt there to save it. Comes up just a bit short. Vikings trail 2-4 early in set number 2. Shawnee Mission North with the serve. Serve into the net. Point goes to the Vikings. Avery Horner rotates back to serve. Jump serve goes into the net, giving the ball back to Shawnee Mission North. Vikings trail 3-5. North returning the favor. Serving into the net, giving the point to the Vikings. Vikings trailing 4-5 with Trinity Star back to serve. Trinity with the jump serve into the net. So exchanging points here just on serves going into the net. There's one. Avery passes it up to Isabel. Isabel sets it over to Temperance. Temperance hits it hard into the blocker's hands. Picked up by the defender. Trinity passes it to Isabel. Isabel sets Avery in the back row. Avery goes deep middle. Jillian passes it up to Isabel. Isabel sets it to Avery. Avery goes over the blocker's hands. Both able to defend. Jillian passes it up to Isabel. Isabel sets Temperance on the left side, who tips it over the left side blockers and down for the point. Vikings trailing 5-6 as Temperance Kellen comes back to serve. Another serve into the net. Point goes to Shawnee Mission North. Avery passes it up to Isabel. Isabel sets it up to Jillian. Jillian with a cannon up there. Deflected off the blocker's hands and down for the point. Nice swing by Jillian. Vikings trail 6-7. Isabel Lawver back to serve. Shallow middle serve picked up by the back row defender. Shawnee Mission North trying to set the middle, but no middle was there. Vikings tie it up at 7. Isabel from the right third goes shallow middle. More confusion by Shawnee Mission North. Vikings getting the point, taking the lead 8-7. Isabel jump serve, shallow left side. A hit out of bounds by Shawnee Mission North. Vikings taking a 9-7 lead. Here's set number 2. Isabel jump serve, deep right third. Bunch of one-arm action out there between Temperance and Avery. And Jillian finally getting it over the net. And Shawnee Mission North not able to bring it back. Vikings now lead 10-7. Isabel with the serve. Goes shallow middle. Temperance sets it up to Isabel. Isabel sets it up to Avery. Avery hitting it off the blocker's hands. Picked up by the back row defender. Jillian there with a nice block. And putting it down. Jillian with the block and the point. Vikings now lead 11-7. Isabel jump serve, deep middle. Shawnee Mission North with the tip. Isabel with the diving effort, trying to get up there and get it up in the air. Another Viking defender was not able to get there to pick it up off the diving save. Vikings lead 11-8. Temperance passes up to Isabel. Isabel back sets to Jillian. Jillian going just a bit long. Point goes to North. Vikings lead 11-9. Trinity passes it up to Isabel. Isabel sets up to Avery. Avery off the blocker's hands and for the point. Jillian Walton rotates back to serve. Deep to the right side for the ace. Shawnee Mission North takes a timeout. Vikings lead 13-9. Middle of set number 2. Reminder, they won set number 1, 25-15. This is summer league, so regardless of the outcome of this set, we only play 2 sets per match. Both teams are back on the court. Up ref gives a signal. Jillian with the serve. Goes deep middle, but out the back door. Serve out of bounds by Shawnee Mission North. Vikings now lead 14-10. Avery Horner back to serve from the right side. Avery passes it up to Isabel, who digs it out of the net, sends it back to Jillian. Jillian catching the top of the net from the back row. Point going to Shawnee Mission North, with the Vikings leading 14-11. Trinity passes it up to Isabel. Isabel sets it up to Jillian in the back row. It goes off the side of her hand and into the net. Vikings now with a 14-12 lead. Mission North serves into the net, giving the point to the Vikings. Vikings lead 15-12. Trinity Starr back to serve. Serve into the net. Point goes to Shawnee Mission North. Avery with a knuckleball on the serve, sends it into the net. Giving the point to Shawnee Mission North. Vikings holding on to a 15-14 lead. North with the serve. They serve it out of bounds. Point goes to the Vikings. Temperance Gallon back to serve. Goes to the right side, picked up by the back row defender. Temperance sends it up to Isabel. Isabel back sets over the net. Shawnee Mission North there to cover. But hitting it into the net, giving the point to the Vikings. Vikings now lead 17-14. Temperance back to serve. Goes to the deep right side. Avery there for the tip. Sends it back over the net. Jillian's there, sends it to Isabel. Isabel back sets to Jillian. Jillian goes to the left side, picked up by the back row defender. Temperance passes it up to Isabel. Isabel sets it up to Jillian. Jillian tipping it over the blocker's hands, but up ref blew the play dead due to a ball coming across from the other court. So we'll do that again. Vikings leading 17-14. Temperance back to serve. Goes to the right side and gets the point. A nice serve by Temperance Cullen. Sorry. You're all right. Temperance with the serve, goes to the right side, but just out of bounds. Vikings with an 18-15 lead. Shawnee Mission North with the serve. Trinity takes the first pass, sends it to Isabel. Isabel sets it to Avery in the back row. Avery goes to the left side. Picked up by the back row defender. North bringing it back into the net, giving the point to the Vikings. Vikings with a 19-15 lead. Jillian Walton comes back to serve. Jillian goes to the right side, picked up by the back row defender. Avery Horner getting a hand on that. Temperance passes it to Isabel. Isabel sets it to Jillian. Jillian knocks it over the net. Temperance with a diving save, and Isabel able to one-hand it over the net. North brought it back, and Isabel's there for the tip. Isabel getting a partial block, hitting it back over the net. And then North hitting it off the net and out of bounds. So point goes to Legacy, leading, or Legacy, Vikings leading 20-15. Jillian to serve from the right side. Goes deep out the back door. Giving the point to Shawnee Mission North. Vikings still hold a 20-16 lead. Shawnee Mission North with the serve. Jillian takes the first pass into Isabel. Isabel sets up across court to Avery. Avery hitting it off the blocker's hands. Shawnee Mission North bringing it back. And the Viking defender is not ready for it. Vikings lead 20-17. Short serve taken by Temperance. One-armed over the net by Isabel, down for the point. Nice diving effort there by Temperance to get that ball up to Isabel. And quick reaction by Isabel just to knock it over the net and get the point. Isabel Lover with the serve, goes to the left side. Hit into the net by Shawnee Mission North. Vikings now lead 22-17. Isabel from the right side, goes deep to the right third. Hit out of bounds by Shawnee Mission North. Vikings now lead 23-17. Isabel with the serve, goes deep middle. Shawnee Mission North able to dig it out of the net. Temperance passes it to Isabel. Isabel sets it up to Trinity. Trinity was blocked at the net. I couldn't keep up with the action there, folks. But good effort by the Viking defenders up there, all of them, Trinity, Temperance, and Isabel. Shawnee Mission North serve goes off the hands of Temperance into the back net. Vikings lead 23-19. Short serve taken by Temperance, who sends it to Isabel. Isabel sets it up to Avery. Avery bumping it over the net with her fist. Temperance with a diving effort. Ball coming in on her chest. Not able to get her hands on it. Vikings holding on to a 23-20 lead. Shawnee Mission North with the ace. A little confusion between Temperance and Trinity. Once again, that's that lack of the extra player being on the court. Temperance takes the first pass into Jillian. Jillian's able to save it and send it to Isabel. Isabel bumps it over to the net to the deep middle. Shawnee Mission North trying to recover. Oh, Avery Horner with the hit back over the net. And then hit out of bounds by Shawnee Mission North. Vikings getting the point, leading 24-20. I'm calling 24-21. Avery Horner with the serve and the ace. No, they saved it, they said. Jillian sets it up to Temperance. Jillian one-arms it up to Avery. Avery. All right. Somewhere in between there was a point. Vikings even short-handed, able to take the first match of tonight, winning the second set 25-21. There will be one game in between, and we will come back in approximately 45 minutes for our next match.